Hello friends, this is Promi and welcome back to the Kerbal Commonwealth Space Agency. Kirksey? Okay, she seems to have come out of it. She seemed to have gone catatonic there for a moment. I think everyone is feeling some stress. Valentina, of course, is fine. But our new recruits are somewhat stressed out by this whole mission. So far away from home. We have a job to do. Maybe Kirksey can take a rest. But we need to get Madhya to bring out our flyers while she does that. So let's open her up. And I'll need to decouple them from the vessel itself. Go like this and decouple and decouple and then back to Madhya, and we should be able to grab them and put them on the ground just like so. There we go. So there's the one with our radio antenna on it. Get this one, has our laser imager on it. Put it down here as well. Okay, now we can close this up. I did want to fly these around together in formation, but the mod that used to allow that burn together no longer works in version 1.1.3 or the past couple versions either, so we'll have to do it one at a time. Okay, now that we've got those out, we need to start setting up our surface experiment package for this ice flat here, whatever it is called. It is the Greater Flats. The surface seems to consist of tiny crystal-like grains. I don't remember if we did a surface sample at the beginning or the end of the last episode. I don't think we did, so we'll keep that. We can do an EVA report as well. You feel very light. Walking is proving to be a challenge. Well, for Madhya, that's for opposite reasons, because she has so much gear in her backpack. Okay, so speaking of gear, let's get that stuff out so we can equip our specialized screwdriver. And put the surface station down here, or central station. Now Kerbin's there, so we want to get our retroflector pointed correctly. So it looks like it's already pretty much doing so. We'll attach it. And we've got this new solar wind spectrometer. That's a new one. We didn't have this one on the Mune. Looks like a little robot. It's kind of cute. Okay, let's get some of these on here. And we can extend the antenna. And link up the equipment that we have here. Okay, so we've done what we can. Now I need to get Kirksey out again, assuming she's calmed down a bit. She's lost in her own world there. But I think she's okay now, so we'll get her back out. She while we're up here, let's see if there's anything new from the equipment we have here. So, seismic scan. Sounds of shifting and vibration are detected under the surface. It is possible that the interior is not completely frozen. Okay, so we'll keep that and take the data. Temperature. Temperature here is consistent with Minmus being an airless world. Okay. And pressure. Faint traces of gas are detected, probably off-gassing or evaporating from the surface. Okay, so take that, and from the thermometer. And I actually don't think we did a crew report on the surface, so let's do that now. Just step back inside for a moment. Crew report. Peer out of the cabin and take notes about the environment. Okay. Oh, careful there, Kirksey. So let's take data and store experiments. Okay, now let's bring those last two items to Madhya. So she has the interior heat probe and the cold cathode neutral ion detector with her. So we're just going to give these items to Madhya to set up. Okay, back to Madhya. So let's put our interior heat probe down. And the cold cathode neutral ion detector. Well, I guess we don't have a cold cathode neutral ion detector anymore. Something went severely wrong with the process of affixing it to the surface. I think Madhya followed all the instructions. So we'll have to ask the lab personnel what exactly was up with that. But let's work with what we have here. Everything else seems to be not exploding. Okay, there we go. So we have, I guess, some extra plugs in case those explode at some point. All this stuff seems to be taking a bit of a hit on my frame rate. Which I would have thought would be better with version 1.1. Anyway, we'll get Kirksey to do some experiments here to make sure the central station's working correctly. And yep, it is. It's always good to run some diagnostics. Let's take some laser measurements over to Kerbal. And nope, did I click that twice? I think I did. You measured the distance to Minmus with an extreme degree of accuracy. Okay. And let's measure our new little droid experiment here, the solar wind. The proton density is higher here. You wonder if you're passing through the wake of Kerbal's magnetic field. Okay, so we will collect that data. And our interior heat probe. The subsurface material is slightly warmer than our models would have suggested. Okay, well it seems to be consistent with the readings from our other instruments that suggested that Minmus may not have a solid interior. Okay, did I grab the data from that? No. Okay, collect. Okay, so we've got all the data from there. I'm gonna get Madhya to pack it up, and then we can start surveying the surrounding regions using our flyers. Just gonna get Kirksey to put that data back in our capsule for safekeeping. And take, store, while we are on our flyer mission. Valentina's going to stay at the landing site here, keep in contact with mission control, make sure our vessel is in good shape for the return journey to Kerbal. Okay, Madja, let's pack all this stuff up. Okay, I need to give some of our stuff to Kirksey so she can share the load. Madja can't hold all this stuff by herself. Just gonna give all the experiments to Kirksey. And then Madja will carry the central station and the miscellaneous parts. Okay, we're just about ready to go. Valentina's going to get back in the ship for a while. And what happened, Valentina? Bounced off the landing leg rather severely. Come on, RCS pack, try to control this. I thought the engineers had fixed the problems with landing gears being dangerous to Kerbal health. Well, at least Valentina seems to be enjoying this. Come on, get it together, Val. Okay. Well, I should probably save RCS fuel. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Gravity here is too low to walk easily. Okay, just grab on and spend some quality time with the ship. Okay, Kirksey. No, you don't need your RCS pack. But we have some instruments on our little flyers that we don't have on the main craft. So we need to investigate them for this biome. A little closer. There we go. Collect laser data. What do we see? A disappointingly low concentration of water ice is detected here, counter to previous predictions about the composition of Minmus. Okay, so I guess it's made of more rock and such, not so much ice. It does look icy, but I guess that's not entirely consistent with it being this close to the sun. So we'll keep that and take the data. We've got our trusty mystery goo canister, so let's see how the goo reacts. The goo sparkles as flecks of green dust adhere to its surface. Okay, so we'll collect that and restore. And our magnetometer boom. Let's get a little closer. Here we go, log the data. We'll extend. And closer study reveals that Minmus does indeed not generate a magnetic field. Okay, I don't think anyone really expected it to. It is a very small body. We'll take the data, and can we not retract it? I guess we can once we're boarded onto the seat. Yeah, okay, we're going to store the experiments in our pack. And then we can board. And then on to Madja. Madja will board this one. Okay, let's toggle that before it gets too unbalanced. Okay, so I guess the first place to take it would be probably the slopes, just ahead there. So that's probably slopes and then maybe Midlands or such. Not exactly sure. We can bring up X Science here. I think Science Alert is still not updated, which is unfortunate. There we go, okay. Yeah, so X Science shows us what biome we're in. Nope, just went away. Oh, okay, it'll only show up when that's not hidden. Well, that's kind of good. Okay, so let's start up our little engine here. And what to control from the probe core. Okay, now we can throttle up a little bit, and up we go. Okay, let's try not to knock Madya over. Looking good. I do like these little flyers. Looks like Kirksey likes them too. Minmus's gravity is very forgiving, so it's not really much of a sense of danger. Let's see if we can brake. Okay, coming down. Oh, a little too much. Okay, just sort of bouncing now, so that's okay. Whoops. Let's get us back, right side up. Oh, it looks like that laser was not attached quite right. Doesn't look like it affects the performance of our craft though, so that's good. Okay, Kirksey seems to have enjoyed that. Let's go fetch Madya now. Okay, start your engine. And let's see, there's Kirksey. It's called Turquoise Sky Rover. Not really a rover though. Can we rename this? So this is Turquoise Sky Flyer 2. I guess it's a lander. Okay. We'll rename the other one to Flyer 1 when we get there. Oh, control from here. Okay. Here we go. Okay, looks like we're coming up over Kirksey. Try to set it down here. Let's find our retrograde. There we go. Nope. Let's try to keep it upright. And there we go. Okay. Now we should be on a different biome here, so let's toggle the magnetometer. And log data. Minmus slopes. Closer study reveals that Minmus, yes, we got this already. Okay, and mystery goo. Okay. And got a little temperature scanner here. Alright. Let us leave our seat. Something weird seems to be going on with the flags on the backpack. Transparency's not working and they're kind of floating off the edge. Not quite sure what that's about. Okay, let's set up our experiment package here. Oh, I guess we should do these things as well. Take surface sample. Override existing? No, we want to put that in our pack. So I guess I should get Kirksey to do the EVA report and surface sample, since she is more appropriate for that kind of work. Okay, we need to equip our screwdriver, and there we go. Let's switch over to Kirksey. Let's take some laser readings of the surface. Analysis of the white minerals mixed in with the green indicate that they're composed of calcite. Alright, chemical analysis. Good stuff. And let's take a look at the accelerometer. Sounds of shifting and vibration are detected under the surface. Okay, same stuff as before. And pressure data. Okay. Let's get Kirksey out. Alright, let's take the data from there, take it from here, and here. No, don't knock it over. Okay, now Kirksey's going to take a surface sample. Okay, crystal-like grains again. And an EVA report. Patches of slippery ground cause you to skid along the surface. Okay, better be careful. Let's transfer our experiments to Madhya. Okay, our experiments package is set up, so now we'll get Kirksey to run the experiments. Oh, excuse me, Madhya. We're all pretty clumsy in this low gravity. Let's check the central station. Everything's working fine. Okay, let's measure the distance to Kerbal. The distance to Minmus is slightly greater than previously measured. Okay, good stuff. Nice to get exact measurements. Solar wind. Okay, same as before. Collect that. And the interior heat probe. Okay, same stuff. Okay, now we should be able to pack it all up. Kirksey's just going to, store experiments in here. I think I'm actually going to have Kirksey take the flyer with the magnetometer boom, because it also has the mystery goo, and she is able to restore that, whereas Madhya cannot. Okay, so we need to switch to Madhya and pack everything up. Okay, we're all set. So we're going to go to some more biomes. We'll see how far we can get with the fuel available on these rovers. We also have life support restrictions, of course. Fortunately, our life support monitor, I checked earlier, everything's reading negative 188 days, which is obviously not right. Although if we look at our resources, we can see that the food, water, and oxygen meters are reading sensible amounts. still pretty much full here. But we know that our trackers are working, because if we switch back to the turquoise sky, we can see that some food, water, and oxygen is in fact depleted. But we have plentiful supplies, so should not have any problems, and the Flyers should be much quicker to get around the surface than the long expedition that Bob, Bill, and Halney, or actually Halney stayed with the ship, but Bob and Bill had to endure on the Mune. Okay, so let's get our crew back on their Flyers, and we will continue on to other biomes. Alright, we've got our surface experiment package set up at Minmus's Midlands, and we did the experiments from our 2 Flyers. Nothing too surprising. Just gonna switch to Kirksey now. Run the experiments. Central Station, of course, just a test of the system. And everything is fine. Let's check the solar wind. Oh, already has some in it. Okay, that's the same. Now let's do the interior heat probe. Oh, come back, Kirksey. Here we go. Looks like we forgot to collect our samples last time. Odd temperature readings may indicate the interior is not completely frozen. I think we got that one already. And retroreflector. Come on. Heat probe's getting in the way. Yep. Okay, collect that, and looks like we're all finished here. So I'll pack up and carry on up there, I guess. Which should be Highlands, I suppose. Okay, this area is apparently the Minmus Lowlands, which is confusing since the Midlands were down there at a lower elevation. I guess just based on the surface material here is classified as Lowlands. So let's do a laser scan and other experiments. Don't expect things to be too different. Laser reveals a mixture of salts and silicates forming the surface material. But it looks like the Minhopper already got the data from here. Alright, now we'll collect data from all our other instruments. Kirksey seems to be sliding down the hill right now. And I'm falling over, and okay, we've got our footing back. Nothing too noteworthy from our experiments here. But it's good to have data from all the different regions on this small icy world. So, actually, Kirksey, before you go back to your flyer, you need to pick up the experiments that Madja is going to pack up. Okay, we're all done at the lowlands, so we're getting a little bit lower on fuel. We're approaching the halfway mark. So let's consider where we want to go next. So the turquoise sky here is on the greater flats, which I'm guessing is this entire thing. So the greater flats, flats, lesser flats. Is there great flats? A bunch of Minmus is completely in shadow right now, so we can't really see what's going on there. Let's check X Science. It should have all the different biomes of Minmus to make sure it doesn't disappear on us. So let's just look for a temperature Minmus. That should show us all the biomes. So space, and then we got highlands, midlands, lowlands, flats, greater flats, lesser flats, poles, and slopes. So far we have visited the midlands, the lowlands, the greater flats, and the slopes. So this is greater flats. Guessing that small area there is lesser flats, maybe? And then we haven't reached the highlands yet. So I recall that's the darker areas. It's not just anywhere that's high. However, judging by how far we have come and how much fuel we have left, I'm not sure if there's anywhere else that we can get to and still return. I mean, with our EVA packs we may be able to do some additional stuff, but we'd have to abandon our flyers and potentially our surface experiment package as well because it's heavy. I will decide exactly what I'm going to do in the next episode, which should be up by the time you are listening to this, since it should be fully recorded and edited by then. So stay tuned for the continuation. This has been Promi. Thanks for watching.